Pokemon. I always liked Pokemon growing up, ever since I was a wee lad. Nintendo has made it a little bit harder these days to like anything related to them, but I still have fond memories. Fire Red, Gale of Darkness, Colosseum, that one game with the yellow dinosaur. Regardless, Pokemon holds near and dear to my heart, at least the past games. But that's not the Pokemon we're talking about today. Pokemon we're talking about is one I never really delved into, but grew up along with it my whole life. Just like air, it was there the whole time, breathing into my nostrils, just like a fire energy. And that is the Pokemon card game. Pokemon card game is notorious for scalpers. Scalpers everywhere. They will fight you and they will die on the hill that they are in the right for scalping a children's card game. They have no honor and they have no shame. But recently I've seen that Pokemon scalpers are a little bit head over heels. They will do whatever they want and they will probably do it to the extreme. So I've gathered up a few clips and a few instances of what's happened so far in 2026. At least a couple of them, because apparently it's pretty rampant right now. So here is one, not at a Pokemart, but at a normal market for food. There's these Pokemon machines for the cards that will reset at random times if you've never seen one. I've never seen one actually. I go outside, I swear, but I've never seen one, and they will reset at random times of any day to make sure scalpers, don't go there at specific times or dates. So at this point, these guys were waiting in line, following the rules of Poke Nature, but this one guy decides to step out of line and all hell breaks loose.
Everyone's just gonna look. I'll look.
No.
Nope, you didn't hit it, bud.
No, get the fuck out of here. For real?
Are you for real? Are you fucking kidding me?
Chill. We were sitting here for an hour. Chill with that, bro. You really gonna do that?
Are you really doing this?
Fuck the Falcons, by the way. He found it, bro.
Oh, real cool. What the Gaber sitting here fucking clutching shit. Oh, good one, buddy.
So this guy decided to break the laws and rules of Poke Nature, and with their lives on the line, they decided to scrap it out. The free men that were waiting in line. The only time I ever had to wait in line was for Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Free opening night. I won the tournament there. I know, pretty impressive. And when I turned around after playing the game early, I saw a huge line already formed there, feeling betrayed, knowing that no one told me there was already a huge line waiting there. But we waited. I think it took like an hour. That's probably the only time ever I had to wait in line for something that I really wanted. But yeah, he stepped out of line. Again, this is more of a gentleman's agreement, if anything. There is no Poke law of nature that dictates you must wait in line. It's common courtesy, I suppose, but he pressed the button and all hell broke loose. So they get into a little scuffle, and yeah, he walks away, tail between his legs. But like I said, this is the Poke law of nature. There are no rights and there are no wrongs. No one's gonna say, well, you should have waited in Poke line, pal. That's not really a law or, rule they have to follow, but still common courtesy, I suppose, and no one in the Poke Scalper has that. Maybe these men were just wanted a box. Who knows? I'll give them benefit of the doubt. But yeah, that was just one instance of this guy getting Poke choked, and it was super effective, it seems. So not a lot goes on this one, but I thought it was pretty funny. Just like how if you leave one piece of food outside, if you live in a roach infested house, I know, I've been there. You leave one piece of a McDonald's chicken burger on under the table and all hell breaks loose the next morning when you see it. And this is basically that. A bunch of roaches found their food and they went for it.
Come on, I gotta take.
You gotta ask my boyfriend.
Here, one. Go. One.
Smart founders know.
So he generously decides to give her one after the roaches completely swarmed and destroyed those boxes. Very generous of him. Just one. Only one. You only get one. So, yeah. I don't see why it's so serious. I get that Pokemon cards are a lot of money, the right ones. So, maybe it could be life-changing money. I don't know. But the fact that we're doing that is a little bit unprofessional. I'm not going to lie. Now there is this one here where it's not much to see, but it's basically two hooligans fighting over Pokemon cards, and I'll give you the best example I can of how they were fighting. It's the kind of people you would see back in high school when they would challenge you to a fight, and then they pull the signature hug your waist move. There's also an instant where no violence happened, but it's more on the creepy side because Poke vendors were being tracked by GPS during events where they would park their cars outside, and they found GPS trackers underneath their vehicles.
I'm just getting ready to leave the expo, and we always check under our trucks and trailer, and it's a good thing we did. Somebody put a tracking device on us tonight. So somebody's trying to track our stuff, follow us home. You know, you get the point. It's pretty crazy. Be safe out there. That goes for customers and vendor alone, any show you're at. Tracking device put on our truck.
So I think at this point they're not even Pokemon scalpers anymore. They're Pokemon hunters, just like the Team Rocket. There's a ton of teams now, but just like Team Rocket, they are dedicated to stealing Pokemon cards and doing illegal activities to do it as well. So all they need is their fancy costumes and they'll be set, cause what the heck. There's also another one at a Costco. Costco shoppers have been caught up in violence after an early morning release of Pokemon cards resulted in police intervention. Video footage posted on Instagram by PokeStreet shows a messy scene at a Costco in Mississauga, Ontario, with Pokemon cards spilled across the store's parking lot. A crowd of 30 to 40 people had lined up for a prismatic evolution drop around 6:45 a.m. when someone threw coffee on a cart full of boxes. A car struck at a cart, sending packs flying, then drove over them before speeding off, reported local news source 905 Hub. Footage shows the crowd subscription. I know I can't. That's an easy word. I've heard it before, but I can't say it. Reaction as a car can be seen zooming out of the parking lot, chased by multiple police vehicles. Tensions appear to have been flared by the high demand for Pokemon cards, which are often resold for hundreds of dollars in profit on eBay and Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, nah. Yo. Yo, what you guys doing, man? He got him. Thank you.
Let's go back in the line, boys. Pokemon card.
This guy's running. This guy's trying to take him down.
Oh shit! I don't know this. I'm scared.
No, what did he do? What did he do? He stole them?
So what baffles me the most is not the, I think, free police cars that were about to chase that man after he straight up murdered those Pokemon cards out of maybe rage or jealousy. If I can't have it, nobody else can. Rage. It's the fact that not even the corpse of the Pokemon cards were safe, and they were still getting scalped up, just like a crime scene of a bank robbery, and then the money like gets out in those movies, and everyone's just picking up the dollar bill. This was pretty much the Pokemon cards. Even after being trampled on and spilled with coffee, not even they were still safe. I guess Pokemon cards will have value even in their apparent cardboard death. So this one is a little bit more serious. This one, a man was shot outside of a Kruger's grocery store over Pokemon cards, and he was in severe condition. So IMPD is investigating after a man was shot in a parking lot of a Kruger store Saturday evening following an alleged argument over Pokemon cards. According to IMPD, just before 7 p.m. on April 11th, officers were called to 680 Twin Air Drive on a report of a person shot. When officers arrived, they found an adult male in a parking lot of a Kruger suffering from gunshot wounds. Police say the man was taken to an area hospital in serious but stable condition. Hospital staff has since told police the victim is now in stable condition and underwent surgery. According to IMPD Captain Don Willehammer, the preliminary investigation showed that the shooting was targeted and stemmed from an alleged argument over Pokemon cards. A person of interest was detained at the scene, but police are still working to determine their involvement, if any. Anyone with information, yada yada. So yeah, a man's life was pretty much almost taken over Pokemon cards. I think this one was probably the most serious case.
New tonight, a man is shot in a Kroger parking lot after an argument over Pokemon cards. This was the scene around 7 o'clock tonight. It's the Kroger on Twin Air Drive near Southeastern Avenue. Officers say the person shot was taken to the hospital in serious but stable condition. Police also say this was a targeted shooting all over those popular trading cards.
And it's almost like a broken record, but I consistently say when you're having problems, don't work it out with violence like this. Try to work it out by talking. If you can't, turn and walk away. Get someone to be a mediator between you, or literally just walk away. It's not worth taking somebody's life or seriously injuring somebody.
Police say they detained a person of interest in this shooting. They're also asking anyone with information to call IMPD or Crime Stoppers.
The police chief could not have said that any better. I think that should have been obvious enough. Do not hurt your fellow man over a piece of cardboard. Moral of the story, maybe go into Yu-Gi-Oh! I've always been a Yu-Gi-Oh! Bro. They're kind of having a boom right now. Maybe Pokemon scalpers should go into that. Who knows? But other than that, I think that's about it. Pokemon cards are a serious deal. They always have been, and yeah, you never see this stuff with Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just saying. But other than that, take care.